Right now, at this exact second, you are moving. You might feel perfectly still, but the reality of your cosmic situation is a cascading series of violent motions. The Earth is rotating on its axis at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. It is simultaneously orbiting the Sun at over 100,000 kilometers per hour. Our entire solar system is caught in the gravitational whirlpool of the Milky Way galaxy, swirling around the supermassive black hole at our center at nearly 800,000 kilometers per hour. But even that is just the beginning of the journey. The Milky Way, along with the Andromeda Galaxy and dozens of others, forms the local group, and this entire group is hurtling through the vacuum of space at over 2 million kilometers per hour. We are all flowing in the exact same direction. We are being dragged toward a specific, invisible point in the southern sky, positioned somewhere between the constellations of Centaurus and Vela. Cosmologists call it dark flow. It defies gravity. It breaks the standard model of physics, and the entity pulling us does not exist anywhere in our observable universe. What kind of monster waits in the dark beyond the edge of everything we can see? To comprehend the sheer terror of this phenomenon, you first need to understand the cage we live in. We call it the observable universe. Imagine standing on a ship in the dead center of a perfectly calm, pitch-black ocean. The night is completely devoid of stars. You hold a single lantern in your hand. The light from your lantern travels out over the water, illuminating a circle of gentle waves around you. Everything inside that circle you can see. You can measure the ripples. You can track the movement of the water. You can feel a sense of control. But beyond that circle, the darkness is absolute and impenetrable. You know logically that there is more ocean out there, perhaps endless thousands of miles of it, but your light simply has not traveled far enough to reach it yet. In cosmology, your lantern is the Big Bang. The edge of the light is the cosmic horizon. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. Because light has a strict speed limit in a vacuum, it takes time to travel across the void. We can only see as far as light has been able to travel since the dawn of time itself. When you factor in the physical expansion of space over those billions of years, this gives us a spherical bubble about 93 billion light-years across. Inside this illuminated bubble is everything humanity has ever known, and perhaps everything we ever will know. Trillions of swirling galaxies, endless, freezing oceans of dark matter, the violent birth in stellar nurseries, and the silent, crushing death of uncountable stars. We have mapped this space. We have measured its ambient temperature, and for a long time, we desperately wanted to believe we understood the rules governing it. Our mathematical models demand that this bubble must be uniform. Cosmologists rely on a foundational rule called the cosmological principle. It dictates that if you zoom out far enough, the universe is supposed to look exactly the same in every direction. It is a vast, even web of cosmic foam. There is no edge, there is no center, and most importantly, there is no favored direction. Think of it like a dark balloon being inflated. If you draw white dots on a balloon and blow it up, every dot moves away from every other dot at the exact same rate. Nothing pulls aggressively to the left, nothing pulls aggressively to the right. The tension of the expanding rubber is perfectly balanced. The math is elegant. The physics is predictable. It makes sense. It allows us to sleep at night believing we understand the architecture of our home. But then, the instruments grew sharper. The data changed, and the elegant math began to shatter. When astronomers began mapping the movement of galaxy clusters, the largest, heaviest structures in existence, containing thousands of galaxies bound together by gravity, they noticed something deeply unsettling. The dots on the balloon were not just moving apart, they were drifting. And worse, they were drifting together. A massive swath of the local universe, encompassing billions of light-years and millions of galaxies, was caught in a cosmic river. They were all streaming toward one highly specific coordinate in the sky. This movement was completely unaccounted for by the natural expansion of space. It was unaccounted for by the gravitational pull of any known physical object within our cosmic neighborhood. It was a phantom current, silent and impossibly strong, They named it dark flow. To understand how fundamentally wrong this is, imagine dropping a handful of heavy steel marbles onto a perfectly flat, frictionless floor. They should scatter in random directions, distributing their energy evenly across the surface. But instead, imagine all the marbles slowly changing course, fighting their initial momentum, and rolling synchronously toward a single blank corner of the room. You would immediately know something hidden beneath the floorboards is tilting the entire room. In the cosmos, the floor is tilted, and the implications are terrifying. To prove this was not a mistake, scientists had to look at the oldest fossil in existence. They began analyzing the cosmic microwave background. This is the afterglow radiation left over from the very birth of the universe. When the cosmos cooled enough for the first atoms to form, it released a flash of light that has been traveling toward us for over 13 billion years. This ancient light acts as a blueprint of the early cosmos, mapping exactly where matter was distributed just moments after the Big Bang. When galaxy clusters move through this ancient radiation, the hot gas within the clusters interacts with the ancient light. It gives the light a tiny energy bump, altering its temperature by a fraction of a degree. It is like wind hitting a moving sail. Scientists can measure this energy shift to determine exactly how fast and in what direction the clusters are moving. They expected to find random winds, blowing galaxies every which way. Instead, they found a Category 5 hurricane blowing everything in a single unyielding direction. Hidden within this cosmic blueprint, they found other anomalies, giant, inexplicable cold spots where matter simply seems to be missing entirely, a vast, barren desert in the sky. They found a chilling alignment in the temperature fluctuations, a bizarre orientation in the fundamental fabric of space that scientists nervously dubbed the axis of evil. The universe is not a perfectly smooth sphere. It has a grain, like a piece of wood. It has a definitive direction. What I am about to tell you changes everything we thought we knew about what is outside. Dark flow is not a statistical error. It is not a glitch in our telescopes. As our instruments have grown more powerful, peering deeper into the cosmic web, the current only gets stronger. The mass required to pull hundreds of thousands of galaxy clusters at 2 million kilometers per hour is staggering. It requires a gravitational anchor so immense that it beggars human comprehension. But when we point our most advanced observatories toward that exact region of space, peering as deep into the void as physics allows, we see nothing massive enough to cause this pull. The culprit is not hiding behind a dust cloud. It is not obscured by the glare of a rogue galaxy. The entity dragging us through the void is not there, or rather, it is not here. It exists beyond the cosmic horizon. It is outside the bubble of our observable universe, out in the dark ocean where our lantern light has not yet reached. What could possibly be lurking in the unobservable dark, casting a gravitational shadow so long that it drags our entire reality toward it? Cosmologists have proposed 3 theories. Each is more unsettling than the last. Theory number 1 suggests a hypermassive structure lies just beyond our horizon. Decades ago, astronomers discovered something they called the Great Attractor. It is a massive concentration of galaxies that pulls our local group toward it. For a long time, we thought the Great Attractor was the source of our movement, but as our vision improved, we realized we were wrong. The Great Attractor itself is being pulled. It is moving towards something else. Imagine a structure scaled up by a factor of millions. We are talking about a titan of the void, a megastructure of dark matter, or a supercluster of primordial black holes from the dawn of time, possessing such incomprehensible density that it warps the fabric of space-time across tens of billions of light years. If this is true, it means our observable universe is just a quiet, empty suburb of a far more violent, chaotic, and unimaginably crowded cosmos. We are a ship drifting helplessly toward a cosmic waterfall, entirely unaware of the drop, until we are already over the edge. The gravity of this unseen object is reaching across the boundary of the observable universe, sinking its invisible claws into our galaxies, and dragging them into the unknown. We are being consumed by something too large to be contained in our reality. But what if it isn't a structure at all? Theory number 2 points to eternal cosmic inflation and the terrifying reality of bubble universes. The Big Bang might not have been a singular, isolated event. According to the theory of eternal inflation, the foundational fabric of space is constantly expanding, endlessly foaming with quantum energy. In this infinite boiling ocean, entire universes pop into existence like microscopic bubbles in boiling water. We live inside one of these bubbles. But what happens if another bubble expands too close to ours? What if the surface of our universe is rubbing against the surface of a neighboring universe? Dark flow could be the scar of a massive cosmic collision. It could be the gravitational pull of an entirely different reality, a universe operating under utterly alien laws of physics, tugging directly on the matter inside our own. Are we being slowly absorbed? If the galaxies at the edge of our vision are dragged across that boundary, what happens to them? Does the matter disappearing past our horizon get shredded and rewritten into a new set of physical laws? If another universe is actively touching ours, leaving a physical bruise on the cosmic microwave background, what happens when the fragile membrane between them finally breaks? The laws of physics as we know them could simply dissolve. Then comes theory number 3. The mathematical universe hypothesis. This theory, championed by some of the most brilliant minds in modern cosmology, suggests that the physical reality we experience is nothing more than a manifestation of an underlying mathematical structure. Everything is math, but mathematics is infinite. The symmetries we desperately expect from the universe, the even distribution of matter, the uniform expansion, the rules of gravity. These might just be local rules. They might just be the specific math equation of our tiny corner of existence. In an infinite mathematical structure, there are bound to be regions of profound chaotic asymmetry. Dark flow might simply be proof that the universe is not a balanced, elegant sphere at all. It might be a jagged, lopsided monstrosity, infinitely distorted the further out you go. The axis of evil is not an anomaly to be fixed by better equations. It is the true shape of reality exposing itself. The universe is flawed, it is broken, and we are just now noticing the cracks in the foundation. Look up at the night sky. The serene, glittering canopy of stars feels safe. It feels eternal and permanent. But that stillness is a lie. Every star you see, every galaxy our telescopes can capture, is part of a desperate, forced migration. What does it mean to know that our entire existence is being towed by an invisible thread? How do you process the fact that the greatest mystery of our cosmos is locked behind a door we can never, ever open? We are trapped in the light, forever ignorant of the leviathan swimming in the dark. The most chilling aspect of dark flow is its permanence. We will never see what is pulling us because of the accelerated expansion of the universe, propelled by the mysterious force known as dark energy. The cosmic horizon is actually shrinking. The distant galaxies at the edge of our vision are moving away from us faster than the speed of light. Every single second that passes, more and more of the universe slips over the edge of the horizon, disappearing into the unobservable dark forever. The unobservable universe is growing, slowly swallowing up the edges of our reality. The light from whatever monstrous structure or colliding universe lies out there will never reach our eyes. The evidence of what is pulling us is being permanently erased from the sky even as we desperately try to study it. Billions of years from now, any civilization looking up at the sky will see nothing but an empty black void. They will not even know there are other galaxies out there. They will be entirely alone. We are forced to confront a paradigm shift as profound as humanity, realizing the Earth is not the center of the solar system. Our universe is not the entirety of existence. It is merely a fragment, a moving part within a much larger, darker machine. The sheer scale of this realization shrinks human history, human conflict, and human triumph down to the size of a subatomic particle. We are passengers on a runaway train, speeding through a pitch-black tunnel. We cannot see the engine. We cannot see the tracks. We only feel the violent vibration of the floorboards, the terrifying pull of momentum dragging us forward into the dark. Scientists map the galaxies, trace the microwave background, and run the supercomputer simulations. But at the end of the day, all they have is the cold, hard data of our drift. The math holds a mirror to our absolute insignificance. We are not looking at the universe. We are inside something that is moving, and we do not know toward what. What do you think is pulling us? A megastructure of ancient dark matter, a collision with an alien universe, or something we do not even have a name for yet? Tell me down in the comments. If you found this journey into the dark as fascinating as I did, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. Next time we're looking at what's inside, not outside, and it is just as disturbing. I will see you then.